There's a type of bird found in England called a brambling or a bramblefinch. These can be found in the wild and they're also bred as cage and aviary birds. Under the Protection of Birds Act 1954, it was unlawful to possess for sale or to offer for sale a bramblefinch which was not bred domestically. In other words, it was against the law to capture bramblefinch and offer them for sale as pets. Mr. Partridge placed an ad in a Cage and Aviary Birds magazine indicating that he had available bramblefinches for 25 shillings each. A Mr. Thompson sent him money and Mr. Partridge sent the bird. By mail, if you can believe that. When it arrived, Mr. Thompson immediately saw that it was a wild bird with a dodgy identification ring on its leg. He contacted the RSPCA, who agreed, and they charged Mr. Partridge. Mr. Partridge's defence was that he had never offered the birds for sale. He argued that his advertisement was merely an invitation to treat. In other words, he was inviting others to make an offer and indicating that he felt that 25 shillings would be a reasonable offer for them to make. If that was true, then he had not offended the Protection of Birds Act because he had not offered the birds for sale. Justice Ashworth, with whom the other justices agreed, took some time reviewing the previous case of Fisher and Bell, which established that placing goods on display in a shop is not an offer, but an invitation to treat. He then said, "The words are the same here, offer for sale, and in my judgment the law of the country is equally plain as it was in regard to articles in a shop window, namely that the insertion of an advertisement in the form adopted here under the title Classified Advertisements is simply an invitation to treat." The court observed that if the RSPCA had prosecuted Mr. Partridge for having the birds in his possession for sale, the prosecution would have been quite plain, but he could not be said to have offered the birds for sale. In contract law, this case tells us that an advertisement, whether in a magazine or online, is an invitation to treat and not an offer, unless the words of the advertisement clearly say that something is offered for sale.